Guys, I'm gonna do this reaction to the new Cheaper by the Dozen trailer from Disney Plus. Okay, so the switch up here, I believe, no, not that I believe, I know the original Cheaper by the Dozen was in the whole entire family was white. So this is a biracial family with Zach Braff, Gabrielle Union, and some white kids, some black kids, some white people, some black people. And it's great. It's great. I don't know what to say about this. I'm actually glad that the media over the last couple years have decided to push the black female, white male interracial plot, because they've been doing the black male, white female thing. They've been pushing that hard for so long. You guys, back 25 years ago, 1995, these black dudes couldn't get an ugly white woman to save their life. All right. 2021, they've brainwashed, they've planted the seed through the media so much that this is not the case anymore. But one thing that they did not push, that they did not like pushing, is pushing this black woman, white male thing. All right, they don't like pushing the women of their race to do this whole interracial thing with white males or anybody else, to be honest. That's how racist they are. All right, that's how racist black dudes are. That's how jealous and bitter that black dudes are. That's a fact. All right, that's an absolute fact. But getting back to the trailer, yeah, I'm glad that they're actually pushing this for black women, because there was a time where black women would constantly complain that they couldn't get a guy. All right, the problem with black women is this. All right, they used to be real hood-like. They had a real hood-like attitude. Nobody's attracted to hood-like attitudes. Nobody. A. B. Everything's about race. At one point, everything's about race. Everything's about race, 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 race. Black this, black that, black this, black this. All right. Black women are as attractive as any women out there. All right. I don't know what the issue is as far as they're complaining about their own body image. You know, there's always a big thing with black women complaining about their own body image. There are beautiful black women. There are ugly black women. There are average-looking black women. It ain't gotta be about your race. All right. Let's all keep it real. All right. But my after watching this trailer, obviously, do I want to maybe get this video canceled?
Two families into one.
All right, rise and shine.
So basically,
Wake up.
here's my complaint about this trailer. I don't see any other race in this trailer besides black and white. Like, the family is black, the family is white. I don't see, like, even the peripheral characters in this movie. I don't see Indian Americans. I don't see them including Native Americans. I don't see them including Asian Americans. I don't see them including Arab Americans. Like, where are they? Wasn't there a time where black people would make this complaint about not seeing black people in movies, in ads, in trailers, etc., etc.? But once they get their place in Hollywood, they do the same thing to everybody else. All right, this is my one major complaint about this movie, is that there is no, as far as I can see from the trailer, maybe it exists in the movie, but they should put it in the trailer too, all right, as being inclusive towards every American. So this is supposed to be an American movie. Put all Americans in this movie. You can do it. There was a time where these white people made American movies where 99% of the people in the movie were white, and they didn't include black people. And this wasn't too far off. This was maybe like 3 decades ago. All right, and you guys made it a point to complain to them to include you guys, black people, which they have done for the last 20 years, at the exclusion of other races. They gave you the second half of the pie instead of just dividing the pie to everybody, unfortunately. Which what they should have done was they should have just had a quota of everybody. Asian Americans, Latino Americans, just put a certain amount of Asian Americans here in this scene, put a certain amount of Indian Americans here in this scene, put a certain amount of everybody in these scenes. All right, and over the last 25 years, they have done absolutely the opposite of that. All right, in 2017, when social media took over the planet, America, that's changed. Okay, they've started including other people of other minorities in movies, TV shows, etc., etc. But it only took a good 30 years for them to do it, and they only did it because they know that they can't make excuses anymore for it. I mean, Saturday Night Live included an Asian dude on the show, you know, for the first time since its inception in the 1970s, which is insane. All right, it's insane. But let me get back to this movie.
Or this video goes on your Instagram in 3, 2.
Dad, no! Touch me, lose a finger.
Good morning to you.
So here's the thing about it, okay? Movies like this is fine. All right, I think that they should. I think that Hollywood, Disney should make it a point to develop these kinds of production for all the other races, not just black and white. All right, movies like these are not just entertainment vehicles. All right, they're propaganda vehicles, they're brainwashing vehicles, they're planting the seed vehicles. All right, it has mass social influence on how people treat other people because they have context on, you know, on how to treat people. It gives people context on how to treat people. If that is the case, and that is the case, all right, that is 100% the case. There have been studies done about this, the influences of the media, etc., etc. Why aren't they doing enough of these projects for everybody else, for all the rest of the Americans, particularly for Latino Americans? Why aren't they doing these kind of projects for everybody else? For Asian Americans, for Indian Americans, etc., etc. All right, why don't they push these huge mainstream tentpole projects for everybody else? Okay, this is not a white or black country. It's not any country in Europe. It's not any country in Africa. Black people haven't been the largest minority in this country since 2000. That's more than 2 decades ago. And yet, the only culture that they love to push is black stuff and white stuff. I as far as black culture is concerned, black American culture, you guys know how I feel about black American culture, okay? Black American culture is essentially just rehashed. 99% of it is just essentially rehashed white culture. It's just essentially rehashed white culture. So for me to say African American culture or black culture, it's very hard for me to say black culture. I'm sorry, but you'd have to create a lot of that. Like, that has to be invented by you guys to use to say it's black culture. But most of the stuff was already pre-invented by white people. You guys just took it and changed it a little bit so that it's a little bit different, and you're just saying it's your own. All right, but that's another story.
Luda, strong choice. Suggestion, take off one thing.
Oh yes. Oh, let me just get one thing out of the way. These black people, black Americans, are acting extremely white in this movie. Now, the only reason why I bring that up is because of Aquafina. All these people all these black people are doing white scent, right? They're doing white scent, which I don't have.
Solid advice.
I don't have an issue with, except for the fact that they're accusing Aquafina of doing black scent. So apparently, black people can do white scent, but Aquafina can't do black scent. Like white scent is now how black people speak. White scent is now how black people speak. Yet they're accusing Aquafina of doing black scent. Like, I am absolutely baffled by that. All right. This movie.
Okay, again.
How did you get down here so fast?
Laundry chute.
Let's go.
This movie is essentially is just nothing but white scent. This is the whitest.
Let's go. We're not a cult.
But
So
weird.
you know, so these characters are the whitest characters. Some of the whitest characters I've come across in movies. All right, they're doing white scent, but that's white scent is pretty much how everybody speaks when they're in I don't know, when they're being when they're having, I don't know, whatever it is that's conversational wise, where people aren't using slang. I mean, there's a time to use slang. There's a time to be real professional when you speak. Real professional. I don't know, but
One of a kind all the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, they're all doing white scent. So if you're gonna blame Aquafina for doing black scent, and that black scent is just a rehash of country talk, a rehash, a little changing up of white southern speak.
I really feel like there were a few extra children in there.
I didn't recognize some of them. Where are the Bakers?
10 kids and no nanny.
Yeah, so no inclusion of anybody
Wait,
else.
you have 10 kids?
Shockingly, I enjoy being with my kids.
I do too. I do too, yeah.
I do too.
You guys are funny.
No, you didn't.
Go to your room.
Don't you want to do a TikTok?
Yeah, so Zach Braff. Let me talk about Zach Braff for a sec, okay? Let me talk about Zach Braff for a sec. He did a TV series called Scrubs, and it's a series set in a hospital where they're like interns, doctors. Not a single, like that show was on for a good 4 or 5 years. Did not have a single Asian American character in that movie. Did not have a single Indian American character in that movie. Did not have too many Latinos on that show, I mean. All right. It's absolutely, they complain about Friends not having blacks or minorities on that show, but then they do a show about hospital with a hospital setting with doctors, and they don't include any Asians on the show. So F them for it. All right, that show was around the early 2000s, and I've always said that from the period of 1995 to 2017, the media was extremely hypocritical and racial towards Asian Americans, Latino Americans, LGBTs, women, etc., etc. But that's on a side note. I'll probably make a video on that at some point. But hey,
Dance with us because we're so irresistibly adorable.
You're not even doing it right. You have to clap the back of the hands and then
hey, I'm glad black women are getting their
throw.
their interracial seating, the propaganda seating for black women. You know, it's made a difference, because I've seen a lot more of these black female white male interracial relationships that I didn't see previous, because there was no interracial movies, TV shows representing them in the media. Now that I've seen a lot more of this in the media, I'm seeing a lot more of this in real life. So it is propaganda. It is propaganda, but I really wish they did this for every other group. Like, have these shows with Asian males and white women. Have these shows with Latino males and white women. Have these shows with Indian males and white women. Have these shows with Arab males and white women. You know, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because they don't do this. They don't want to do this. All right, they know it's propaganda. They don't want to increase these relationships, because, and I'm talking about like blacks in the media, they're just absolutely jealous, you know, pieces of garbage. Black males in the media anyway. Jewish males in the media, racist pieces of garbage. White males in the media, racist pieces of garbage too. But, you know, I've always said that the media is where the proxy race war is. It's now become a proxy soft race war. You know, it's a fact. It's a fact. But when I actually make these kind of comments about black, whites, and Jews, it's about those in the media who have power to determine what shows get made, what characters get cast, how they cast them, etc., etc. Okay, and I'm not going to back down from that, because they are absolutely they follow the racial guidelines when it comes to all that stuff. I'm not even lying. Oprah Winfrey follows the racial guideline. Tyra Banks, when she actually was somebody in the media, all these black people have used the media, blacks, Jews, and whites have used the media as a propaganda tool to benefit their race, and a propaganda tool to bash other races. It is an absolute fact. But back to this movie. Saw the trailer. It's all right. You know, it's all right. Hopefully
Embarrassing the family. Go to your room.
hopefully black women will get more interracial relationships because of this, and I know they will. I know they will. But let me get back to what else do I have to say about this. I had a point, but it kind of escaped me just now. Anyway, I'm gonna put up more videos. Subscribe, smash that like button, give me a thumbs up. What's your viewpoint of this? Definitely give out your viewpoint of what I've just said as far as my reaction review to the trailer of this movie, guys. All right.